Hey everybody, so I got an interesting one today. I read this interesting article, and basically it's about population decline. So let me explain. So basically between 2007 and 2022, the birth rate fell 22%. Not one single state reported an increase. Yeah, some states had a slower decline than other states, but think about it. Not one state had an increase in birth rates. And a lot of people are choosing not to have kids. And the long-term effects of this could be devastating, especially as the older generations get older. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So do me a favor, if you like these kind of videos, subscribe. It really helps out the channel and it's greatly appreciated. So let's get started. It's not just a United States or Canada thing, it's a worldwide thing. Countries all over the world the population is declining, and some people are saying, you know what, we aren't going to have kids because we want to buy a house and we need to both be working and we can barely afford to buy a house. How can we afford to have kids? And that's becoming more and more common. More and more people are saying that. And what's going to happen if the population drops? Colleges are going to close, schools are going to close, like kindergarten through high school, just economic. And then as the older generation gets older, there's less people to take care of them, to support tax bases. It could be, even Elon Musk was saying, hey, you know what? A population decline is our #1 threat. I believe I saw that, he said that maybe a year ago. I remember reading it, I don't know exactly where, but he even thinks so. It's a bigger deal, and it doesn't seem like anybody keeps talking about it. They keep talking about, the green thing and, the environment. Yes, that's important, but if the population keeps shrinking because of lack of birth rates, that's going to be a huge problem. If the population is shrinking, there's going to be less people to buy stuff. So it's definitely going to have effect on the economy, not just here, everywhere, including China, including Japan, just everywhere. So a lot of people are just saying, houses got so expensive. Like when I was a kid, my mother stayed home and raised me and my 2 brothers. These days, it's almost impossible, So basically, they didn't make a lot of money, and the houses were cheaper, but again, they made a lot less money. But they were able to do it. We had a house, we had TVs, we had a car, we had food on the table. But now it just seems different. It seems like everybody has to work and save and sacrifice the family unit, or just bring in, go on vacation with families and having kids. And it seems like everybody's sacrificing that stuff these days. And a lot of it has to do with the cost of everything, inflation, the cost of owning a house, the cost of buying a car. And then what happens? The cars, like, I'll give you an example. Cars got so expensive, they're like a mortgage payment they used to be. A lot of people are paying $1,000 a month for a car, which is, if not more, which is crazy. And then what happens is they can't afford it, and then the repos happen. And they're having such an increase in repos that they haven't seen this since 2006, they're saying. So I don't know what's going to happen, but this population thing, I really didn't think about it because I never really, read about it. And, I have 2 kids, but now that I looked at the data, how the population 22% dropped in the United States of birth rates. So think about it. Let me think. I think it said 0.3% growth in the United States in population. Yeah, that's what it was. And it was because of immigration, not because of birth rate. And think about this one. Not one country in the world population has increased, the birth rate population has increased. Not one. Isn't that crazy? And I'll post this article below. From everything I'm reading, even the United States alone, we need 1 million more homes, single-family homes, just to satisfy the demand in housing. And we need to figure out a way to make it more affordable so people could grow their families and not sacrifice having kids for a house because of how expensive the houses are. And according to Realtor.com, since 2012, we've constructed 6.5 million homes. And that's still not enough. In order to support those homes and buy those homes, you need more than one income. It's just crazy. And in some states, I'm talking about, you get like 1,000 square foot house with 2 incomes. Like California is ridiculously expensive. And now Florida is getting really expensive also. So how are people going to have kids? The cost of inflation and cost of food. Hey, do me a favor, comment below. Tell me what you guys think about this. It's like we created the perfect storm, you know, and nobody really put a lot of thought in it. So think about this one. So about 20% of the median family income to pay the mortgage. About 20%. And according to like the rates, when this article came out, it says it was 7.63 for a 30-year fixed. Americans need about 35% of their income to pay their mortgage alone. Think about that one. 35% of your income just to pay your mortgage. That's not talking about food, auto repairs, insurances, car insurance, schooling. It's a crazy, crazy number, and who knows where the end's going to be. And I'm just curious, how long can we keep this up? What is it going to be like 5 or 10 years from now? Is big corporations going to own all the houses and then everybody's going to rent from them? Now the Biden administration said they're going to put billions of dollars into empty commercial office space and convert it to family living units. I guess that could be good. If they're sitting there empty and people need a place to live, maybe it's a good thing. But I wonder how much it's going to cost to convert those buildings and how many people are going to gouge out of it, the cost just to convert those buildings into living areas. You know, they're proposing billions of dollars to do this just to help with housing, and especially in urban areas. Think about this one. In the last 3 years, housing affordability is cut in half. 3 years ago, a family would have been able to buy, according to this article, and get a mortgage of $737,000. Believe it or not, it sounds high to me too, but now it's cut in half. They have to look at houses around $356,000. Are these numbers correct? I don't know, but they're saying that compared to 3 years ago, because of mortgage rates, and I don't see mortgage rates going down anytime soon, especially as the GDP went up on the last report. So what is it going to be a year from now? Is it going to be even less? What could people do? Comment below. You know, there's been a lot of articles about the median household income that you need to make in order to afford a house. Some of them said $115,000. This one says, you know, you need to make a $94,487 as of August 28th to buy a house, compared to $38,280 in December of 2020. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I just don't know how people, going to afford. So basically, yeah, everybody needs to make more money. All the corporations need to pay their workers more money, but they're going to raise the cost of all the goods. That's the only way, and it's a vicious cycle. It's not like they're going to, lose money. They're not. They're just going to pass the cost on, like this auto strike. Then they're getting a lot more money for their wages. It's not like they're just going to eat it. They're going to build that into the cost of vehicles. There's vehicles now like F-150s, F-250s, Super Duties that are 110,000, 120,000. Never in my life did I think that the average person's car was going to be a nice truck or something. It's going to be $100,000. When they hit $50,000, I was like, oh my God, who could afford $50,000? Now, I went to a dealership because I was looking for a pickup truck for me, and I saw stickers, 109, 115, 120. And they had rows of them because nobody could afford them. What, you're gonna go buy a car, even with good credit, and pay 8-9%? And take out a loan for $80,000, $90,000? That payment's gonna be crazy. And if anybody does that, I think they're crazy, because they may have a secure job now, but it doesn't mean they're gonna have a secure job later on. So, going back to what this video is about, people are saying, hey, in order to buy a vehicle, in order to buy a house, in order to get food, in order to pay the electric bill, in order to just pay all the basics, we both have to work. So let's put off having kids. And then before you know it, 2, 3, 4, 5 years goes by, and now you may want 3 kids, but you may end up with 1 kid or no kids. And this is going to have a big effect on us, all of us. Maybe not my generation as much, but the younger people are going to get hit hard. And it's something that people need to think about, the population decline. Anyways, that's today's video. Greatly appreciate it. Consider subscribing. It really helps out the channel. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Talk to you soon. Bye.